Today we're going to talk about job hunting for people who have no time
to job hunt. So, one thing we always believe is this, okay? You must always be in a job hunt mode. Even if you've just landed the job, I think you should also be in a job hunt mode. And the job hunt doesn't need to be external. It could be an internal role as well, 1-2 steps on the road.
When we say always be in job hunt mode, we're not saying to accept another offer, even, especially if you've just landed.
Yeah.
It's only been 3 months, another offer comes along. We're not saying to take another offer, and we are also not saying that we approve of job hopping behavior. It's a mindset. It's a mindset to kind of connect to the universe, to know what's going on. In the event that there's a better opportunity out there, you want to be ready for it. That's all.
True.
Yeah.
And I think it's the moment you have that mindset, good opportunities will pop up and they'll come your way.
Yeah.
But one thing is this: the job search, any job search takes time.
Yes.
And therefore, what we always say, the best time to fix a roof is when it's not raining. The best time to look for a toilet is when you don't.
Not yet urgent.
when you haven't eaten that.
The best time to eat the fruit is to plant the tree 10 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What other
wise
sayings have
we sound a little bit preachy, so let's stop there.
Okay.
So the first strategy is
always be closing.
So always be on the lookout,
Yeah.
always be thinking about what's going on, always be thinking about what's better. So then internally, externally, the opportunities, you'll see it. I guess it's more like a subconscious thing.
It is. It's a state of mind.
It is.
What makes a successful entrepreneur? And what I found out is this: if you look at those businessmen, entrepreneurs, especially the old Chinese Taokees and those hustlers and those grinders, basically, they're always on that mindset where how can I make money?
Yeah.
So any small idea, they will look at it, they will jump on it. Any opportunities which they sniff and they could create, they go for it. But they are not so much successful as in the execution alone, but they are even more successful in identifying opportunities. So once you're in the entrepreneurship mindset, you're always looking up for the next role. So if you're talking to a client or a vendor, you never know. You might end up working for them.
You never know. Again, it's not about going out there and going, do you have a job for me? Do you have a job for me? No. That's not what we're saying at all. We're saying that we would like for you to focus on just thinking about what's better. And I think that would help a lot. Just think and connect. Yeah, connect to the universe. Again.
But once again, I have no time to think about such stuff. What would you advise someone that says, I'm so busy, I got no time even to think about what opportunities?
So while you are busy at work, it's you have to eat. So if you have to eat, you might as well eat with someone whose time is valuable and that you can learn something from this person. It could be a mentor, it can be a connection from a different industry, but you have to eat, they have to eat. Why don't you eat together and have a chat over food? It's about working smart.
Over the breaking of bread. So anyway, no, but you got a point. There's this book which says never lunch alone.
Yes, I like that one.
I never read it because I think it's all in the title anyway. What's this book about? Never lunch alone. Okay, thanks a lot.
I mean, the idea is the wisdom is generic, isn't it? I mean, those of us who like to eat in front of our desks, staring at spreadsheets, don't do that. I mean, first of all, it's unhealthy because you end up with mindless eating, which is again not healthy. So I'd rather you do the 20 minutes and have.
What's mindless eating?
Mindless eating, you end up eating more calories than you're not really enjoying the food. You don't show any gratitude for the food, the nutrition and all of that. It doesn't work because then your digestion is impacted because you're not focused. Seriously, it's better to just step aside 30 minutes, eat, and then go back to your desk.
Okay.
Having a bite and then going to do the work and then having another bite and going to the work, it's very unhealthy.
Okay.
Very unhealthy. But again, if you had 30 minutes to eat with someone whose intellect you would like to pick on, eat with someone who has ideas, eat with someone and share thoughts and knowledge.
Another thing that's interesting is that it's about even if you're at lunchtime and you've got about 15-minute pockets of space,
yes,
just jump on LinkedIn and just
That
peek around,
works.
poke around also, right?
That works. That works as well.
That helps open up leads and generate leads.
Yes,
it's
that's
something
a
that could
good
be done.
idea. And I don't want to over focus on lunches because sometimes lunches are squished in between two very important things. And if you don't have the time to sit down and have a deep dive conversation, then you feel like it's kind of, you just wasted your friend's time. So I'm going to suggest breakfasts. I'm going to suggest breakfast.
As in what? Before the day begins?
Before the day begins.
Wow, Leo, you want me to wake up at
Yes,
8 a.m. to
I
go out
do.
for breakfast with somebody
Yes.
that I may not like? Okay.
Yes. Well, you don't have, if you don't like the person, then don't bother. And then there's again, depending on your lifestyle, morning breakfasts can be very good because there are a lot of these organizations that have overt networking opportunities at 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock they start, and they finish by 9, then you can go to work.
Interesting.
And if it's, and Singapore is very small, so if you are, again, I'm just speaking from a Singapore context, and if you are in the same vicinity, half an hour earlier,
I think that's
have
possible.
a nice breakfast.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always the happy hour, which everyone is talking about. So
That's
evening
interesting.
drinks are very common, but sometimes you can't do that, especially if you have a family that you need to get back to and prepare dinner for them. So it can be a bit difficult, but yeah, there are other moments that you can have your coffee and tea with someone.
And that brings us to point number 2, which is networking. And I always love the idea of networking, but unfortunately, most people do not have that extreme extrovert streak in them.
When I hear the word networking, I get irritable.
But I think it's important for all of us to realize that you are the sum total. Your total.
You're the medium. You're the average of your
5 closest friends.
5 closest friends.
But your opportunities is the sum total of your entire network.
Yes.
Wow, sounds so mathematical today. And if you differentiate with respect to
No. Your sum total, but you forget the exponentials of your friends' connections.
wow, so
your
deep.
entire network,
So deep.
entire network is exponential because they are connected to others.
So in other words, it becomes a parametric equation.
I have no idea. Stop flexing.
Okay, I'm just making stuff up.
He is such a flex.
But the whole idea is this: you get a picture. It's
Yes.
exponential. If you're not connecting with people, you don't know what the heck's going on out there.
Yes.
So even if you're not actively looking for a job, I still think it's useful to network, to pick up information and gossip.
Yes.
Gossip.
So lunches, breakfasts, and after office
Get nice, interesting,
get-togethers.
juicy bits, So
Once
let me
in a
share-
while. I'm not saying you have to do it all the time.
So let me share you a fun
once
story.
a quarter, once a month. Yes.
Fun story. I know this guy. He's a very plugged in guy to the network. And over the water cooler talk, he hears that someone was going to get fired. Or probably going to get fired because he did something not quite proper. And the little hamster wheel in his head started turning. And he said, gee, actually, I would love to have the guy's job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So ended up, he did get a guy's job. So it's interesting information like this that could help. And that's why I always say, don't do the 5 days work from home thing.
Yeah.
If you're not out there connecting to people human to human rather than WhatsApp to WhatsApp, okay, I think you're missing a lot of.
You are missing a lot of the undercurrents, the nuances.
And I think you're also missing the human experience.
Some of us are okay without the human experience. if it's majority of the time, if most of the time it turns out to be just wasted sessions of gossip and complaints. I mean, if you are connecting to people who are very negative, stay away from them. Connect to people who are going to give you information about what's going on. Stay curious. So always be asking.